Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is blasting Donald Trump for promoting what she calls a hate movement. She is set to take the stage and take him on in a speech in Reno, Nevada this afternoon. In it, Clinton will target what is called the alt-right political philosophy. This all comes as Clinton looks to reassure voters that she wasn't influenced by any outside forces during her tenure as Secretary of State. Nancy Cordes has more on it all.
There's a lot of smoke. And there's no fire.
In a phone call to CNN, Clinton said her meetings with humanitarians like Melinda Gates and Elie Wiesel had nothing to do with their donations to her family charity.
That is absurd. These are people I was proud to meet with.
In Atlanta, former President Bill Clinton argued the foundation was being targeted unfairly.
If there's something wrong with creating jobs and saving lives, I don't know what it is.
His wife will try to turn the focus back to Trump today by taking on one of his most controversial cheering squads.
We're going to make America great again.
Active online, they call themselves the alt-right. They call Trump the emperor, hailing his talk of a deportation force.
The alt-right is sort of an amorphous, nebulous internet world of white ethno-nationalists.
Betsy Woodruff of the Daily Beast has been writing about the alt or alternative right for 2 years, but the movement suddenly pierced the public consciousness last week.
Hillary Clinton is set to launch a full-fledged attack on the alt-right.
The alt-right, this alternative group of conservatives.
Sexist, racist, and anti-Semitic.
The trigger was Trump's decision to make Breitbart chairman Steve Bannon his new campaign CEO. Under Bannon's leadership, the conservative website has become what he called the platform for the alt-right, highlighting crimes committed by immigrants, criticized for anti-Muslim sentiments.
Is Donald Trump a member of the alt-right?
You know, they see him as a very admirable leader. They really like him. They see Trump as someone whose policies would be good for whites.
Well, Nancy Cordes is at Truckee Meadows Community College in Reno, Nevada, where, again, Clinton will be speaking this afternoon. Good enough to join us. Nancy, again, as we just heard in your piece, the attack we expect today regarding the far-right movement, the alt-right movement, what can we expect?
Well, what you can expect is, first of all, for Hillary Clinton to define this movement for most Americans who probably haven't heard of it. A lot of journalists hadn't heard of the alt-right until a couple of weeks ago. So she's going to define what it is as she sees it, and she's going to give examples of Trump's policies, of some of his pronouncements that she say cater to this group that she'll characterize as the fringe of American politics. Essentially, she's sending a message not to Democrats who are already on her side on this issue, but to Republicans who might be wavering on Donald Trump, who might be unsure about him. And what she's saying to them is, he's not exactly one of you. He's part of this other group. You're free to abandon him. And that's why not only is she giving this speech in a battleground state like Nevada, but she's giving it here in Reno, which is a Republican-leaning city.
Meanwhile, as she does so, she's also fighting a fight on another front regarding from the aftermath of the controversies surrounding the Clinton Foundation, the email scandal. Interestingly, we heard her invoke the image of smoke and fire, and she acknowledged that there is a lot of smoke, but assured us that there was no fire. Still, though, for the campaign, that must seem something of a troubling optic.
True. And I think that was Clinton's attempt to say, I know how this looks, but when you peel back the layers, there isn't much there, at least as she sees it. What she's arguing is that all kinds of people have given to the foundation. I believe Bill Clinton said last night something like 300,000 people and entities. And so her argument is, look, it's not unusual that someone who is very well known in the field of foreign affairs, as a humanitarian, might have given to the foundation and also might have met with me when I was Secretary of State. The challenge for Clinton is it's not just the numbers. It's not just the fact that, as the AP found, more than half of these private individuals who she met with from the schedules that the AP had given to the foundation. It's the fact that we continue to get these releases of emails from her top aide, Huma Abedin, that show that a lot of these foundation donors had a very easy time gaining access to Hillary Clinton, setting up a meeting with her, even if it was only for 10 minutes.
And you mentioned perception. It also continues to be an issue, if only because the candidate has been hearing increasingly about the distinct and decided lack of a press conference setting in which she has taken all manner of question regarding this. In speaking with Donald Trump's campaign manager today, virtually every one of her answers was laced with a reference to the fact that she seems to not respect the press and is certainly holding the press collectively at bay. Politico suggesting perhaps that this may be a strategy to run out the clock on the election. She told CNN last night to stay tuned, perhaps. What's your sense of the campaign's future willingness to speak to all of us?
You know, Josh, I've been told to stay tuned for about 6 months now. That's a phrase that Clinton herself and her campaign manager repeatedly use when they're asked when she might have a press conference. Stay tuned. Well, reporters have stayed tuned, and really nothing has come of it. In fact, even her interviews, the pace of them has really slowed down as well. That interview that she did by phone with CNN last night was the first in several weeks. And the reason is that when she does do these interviews and she gets asked about her emails, she seems to create new smoke, if you will, if not fire. She even said in the interview last night that when she tries to explain it, it sounds like she's making excuses, and she doesn't want to do that. Well, one way to do that might be to answer a whole bunch of questions at once about the foundation, about her emails, kind of rip the Band-Aid off. But up until this point, Josh, the attitude seems to be at the Clinton campaign headquarters that you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're ahead, don't do anything that could change that dynamic.
Well, if nothing else, Nancy, find the frequency there in Nevada. One, after all, never knows. Nancy Cordes in Reno, we appreciate it.
You got it.